Hey guys, Pablo here, and welcome back to another brand new video. In this one, the project we will be covering is called Hatchy Pocket. We'll be covering details on this project, on what it is. We're going to talk about the NFTs, the token, the DAO governance, and so forth. So we're going to cover details on basically every single aspect of this project, so make sure that you watch till the end. Do note that anything I say is not going to be an investment or a financial advice. This is just for educational purpose. Although I'm going to give you guys the links that'll be in the description, so you can do your own investigation, you can do your own research and study. So make sure that you do that, and without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now here we are at the official website of Hatchy Pocket. We will be learning about this project with the help of this website. I do have other links open, so I'm going to share with you guys as well, which include their Medium page, their Twitter, their address on the Zone Trace, and some of their listings on the DAppRadar, on Dex Tools, and on the CoinMarketCap. So it is listed on different places. I'll just show you guys a few of those. But before we go on, understand all the other stuff about this project, we do need to understand that anything big does not start as big. And in this case, the perfect example that I can associate with this project is of Pokemon. So Pokemon is if anyone says that it's just a game, it's not just a game. There's like a lot more to it. They have their own, toy collections, merchandise, game, the show, and so on. Like, it's a whole established, I wouldn't say franchise, but it's like it's a really major corporation now in a sense. But of course it didn't start that way. It grew when the audience grew, and it showed that people are really interested in these things. Nobody thought that they could create a concept like Pokemon and it will reach this amount of audience, or it will develop this amount of fan base, or they didn't know how many people will be interested in this. But now we know that people are interested in this. So we have this project, Hatchy Pocket, which is, of course, it's not like Pokemon Go. Just use that as an example to show that everything big first starts as small. So in Hatchy Pocket, this is a crypto project, a company that is a decentralized intellectual property that is not owned by the company, not owned by a particular person or particular team, but it is managed and it is owned by the decentralized autonomous organization, which we call as a DAO. So intellectual property, it include trademark, copyright, patent. We know what those are. Basically, when there's any new invention, any new idea, if you want to own up to that idea and you want to make sure that no one else copies it, you need to file some sort of patent. If it's an invention, if it's a technology, if it's some kind of like a content, like I'm making a video, of course I'm gonna have a copyright to this, so that no one else can use this without my permission. So the intellectual property of this, this project itself as an intellectual property, it is not owned by the team, not owned by a particular person, but it is owned and is managed by the community. So by the community, I means people who have the voting rights, which is associated with their token, and which is what we're gonna head toward, and we're gonna talk about their token and also their NFTs, which is kind of like the driving force or the factors that drives the economy and the whole business of this project. So here you can see the collection. This is actually the Gen 2. This is the Hatchy Gen 1. So you can see different NFTs, there's different characters, different NFTs, and if you know about, in a sense, Pokemon, on the concept that you have there with different characters having different abilities, you're gonna have a better understanding on this. So you can see that we have different kind of like types of characters, and there's within those types there's like different characters with their different abilities, different height, different weight. This is the Gen 1, and there's a new Generation 2. So this is the Generation 2. There's different types, as you can see right here. Now we're going to talk about all the uses that you have for the NFTs, and we're going to talk about the use of the token itself, because apart from being part of the game, being part of the community and going along with it, I know the audience that I have, they're kind of like they're more interested in looking for newer projects that are launching, and they want to put on their investments in hopes that one day it'll become really huge. So in that sense, what they need to know, what they need to assure, is that the kind of like the products that the project's pushing out it is going to be bought. And in this case, the kind of like the product that we have are the NFTs and the token itself. So we want to make sure if they will be getting used or not. And if they will be getting used, then how is it going to get used? So for this, we're going to head over to the DAO section. One thing that is kind of like pretty clear, if you have characters, you have games where you can use this. Of course, this is not in all the cases, but of course, when I associated this project with the Pokemon Go, I think it was pretty clear that part, because in that you have characters and then you have games in which you can utilize those characters and you can play with those characters. So of course, they're going to be games, and there's a whole section here. It'll be based on the play to earn concept, which is kind of like another obvious thing when we talk about games and crypto. You can watch a trailer, and there's other information regarding all these things, which I'll prefer that you guys come here and take a look at it by yourself. So there will be games in which you can utilize the token and you can utilize the NFTs, and you can earn through those as well. Then you have the FAQ, which will teach you about almost like all of the things that you will be sure about. But if you come to the DAO section, here's where this is the most important part, and this will show us where the NFTs and the tokens will be utilized. So if you look at this, like the very basic form of flowchart, a horizontal flowchart in a sense, Hatchy refers to the NFTs that we have, the NFT characters that we have seen before. So Hatchy refers to the NFTs. With the NFTs, we get Hatchy token, and with the Hatchy token, we can use those Hatchy tokens in the game. And with Hatchy token, we get governance right. We get the right to vote. So if you take a look at this, we already know what a DAO is, what a decentralized autonomous organization is. It is basically a group that has right to vote on what happens with the project or a company, and there are certain criteria that you need to fulfill in order to have that voting right, whether you need to have an NFT, whether you need to have a particular amount of token, and so forth. So in this, anyone can join the Hatchy Pocket DAO by earning Hatchy tokens. So you have Hatchy tokens, you have the right to vote. The owners of the collection become the owners of the brand. And as I mentioned before, this is an intellectual property. So it's either patent, trademark, copyright. So they have, no one can, copy this, but the right to that intellectual property is not in the hands of a particular person or an individual or a team. It is in the hands of the DAO, and because it is in the hands of the DAO, then it is in the hands of the members that are part of the DAO. So it says owners are rewarded tokens that give them access to a growing ecosystem of games and interactive experiences. So if you are an owner, you get tokens. With the tokens, you can utilize them in game, and it says each Hatchy token can vote in DAO governance events. So I think this part is pretty clear. Each token has a portion of the IP ownership, intellectual property ownership, and can vote on the development of the DAO an ecosystem. Owners choose which developers and projects are supported. Owners choose which artists and assets are created. Basically, all the decisions in this sense are are taken by the owners collectively in the DAO, and this is how it works. I think it's pretty clear at this point. We know what the DAO is and so forth. Now here we have all sorts of other rules, so you can come here and read for yourself. This is some breakdown on the developer wallets. It says easy automation of accounting, so creators can focus on fun. Commercial products are automatically taxed. All Hatchy from developer wallets are taxed 10%. 9% is redistributed to Hatchy token holders. So we have this kind of like a reflection mechanism as well, which increases the amount of token in wallet, which is really amazing. You can earn a really good passive income in this. And then 1% is stored to reserve for general DAO. And this is how the whole DAO system works. And this is how the whole thing is actually going to work. We already have seen the characters. We already know that we're gonna have a lot of games where we can utilize this. We already have talked about where the token is gonna get utilized. Now the amazing thing with this project and with projects like these is when you are early in a project like this is the golden opportunity that you have. It's always high risk when there's a chance of high profit, and vice versa. When there's high profit, there's a chance of high risk. And I believe this is kind of like what the purpose of my channel is. It's high risk, but it's also high profit. And in the end, it is up to people if they want to go for it or not. They can do their own research and investigation, because I'm not sure when you will be watching this or what conditions at that point will be. But the thing is, there will be millions of people that would wish they had invested in Pokemon when it newly came out, and it was really new, because at that time they could enter it, and right now there will be millionaires and billionaires, but that's too late for them. But there's still newer projects coming out, and projects that have potential to be the next of those companies, and this is where we see the potential in this project, and that's the catch here. So I think all the stuff is pretty clear at this point. You have the Medium page which talks about almost all the details. I didn't cover all the details, I just briefly talked about the potential this project hold and what will be in this, but there's obviously a lot more. This was a roadmap of the 2021, so we don't really need to go there. We need roadmap of the 2022, but you have all the information here, and you will have all the information on their official social media channels and by the community itself. So make sure that you join it. I'm gonna link everything in the description. But yeah, this is all I have for you guys in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one shortly. So stay tuned.
Disclaimer: trading digital assets involve significant risk and can result in the loss of your invested capital. You should ensure that you fully understand the risk involved and take into consideration your level of experience, investment objectives, and seek independent financial advice if necessary. It is up to you whether to invest or not.